Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Ka-Pow Comics. I'm your little shorty, and we're doing that thing that we do before New Comic Book Day. And this is just a few things. It's actually a pretty quiet delivery for us this week. There's some cool things, don't get me wrong. Like we've got a restock of Fury issue 1 with some variant covers, and a new Star Wars book. So, there's plenty to take in here. But it is going to be a quick one, so I'm going to crack straight on so you guys can carry on your day. But we do have the latest of our Across the Spider-Verse bobbleheads, which is Spider-Gwen. It's kind of nice to get that one. We have had people asking for it. But that is literally it in terms of associated products. No other action figures or anything like that today. Onto graphic novels, manga, and this is another small one. And most of them have been reserved by people. We have anyone called Dark Gathering, which I'm not going to lie, I judged that by its cover. I thought that looks amazing. I'm generally intrigued by it, so I got a couple of copies of that. The latest One Punch Man, yay, always worth getting that in. We don't sell as much for it these days, but there's always a few people picking up. My Hero Academia, similar kind of fate. There's a couple of people who are really big fans of it who still come in and grab the new issues, but it's gone from being our most popular one to down somewhere maybe out the top 10. A couple of new Final Fantasy ones, which annoyingly, we had these in order for a while and they both turned up at the same time, and these are reserved for somebody. One Piece, just the latest one, which was supposed to come in either last week or the week before, but was missing from our delivery, so we've now got that in stock. Nimona, yay! You've probably seen the Netflix trailer of this. It looks absolutely fantastic. We haven't got many copies of it in. I ordered more than this. I think it went to allocation, and I'm probably going to want one for myself. So, yeah, if you do want to grab one, come and grab it quickly. We also have the new publications of Dead India, both volumes 1 and, if you'll excuse me, volume 2. Yeah, both these absolutely fantastic. I've not read them yet, but I advise you to give them a shot. It's the kind of thing that, in fact, you know what? Everyone keeps talking about cancelling the Netflix accounts. Totally agree with it. Netflix is doing terrible things, but just before you cancel it, go and spend a bit of time watching both series of Dead India. It's really, really good fun. They're not long seasons. The episodes aren't very long. You can just get into it and plow through it in like an afternoon or two, and it is absolutely worth your time. Other new ones, Trials of X, which is the first of the new volume of the ongoing thing, where it includes every single X-Men one. Yeah, Hellions, Excalibur, Marauders, New Mutants, X-Men, and a Epic Collection Wolverine. To the Bone. Not one I'm that familiar with, but that reminds me of the cover of the artwork from a Wolverine comic book from a kid which stayed with me, which is when he first tries to pop his claws after he's had all his adamantium taken out, and he just bone that tears through his hand. Pretty dark thing to happen in the comic book when I was a kid, but still a lot of fun. New comic book releases now. It's not a heavy week, but a lot of the ones we have here have varying covers, so it might still take me a while. Starting with the new Bone Orchard Mythos one, The Tenement. It's Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino again, which means it's going to look amazing and might be written really well. We'll wait and see on that one. I'm not as excited for this one as I was for the last one, but as you can see, we've got a few variant covers for it, and I'm trying to think which one I'm probably going to go for. Yeah, I'll probably go for that one if I'm going to get it. I like Simmons. New Incredible Hulk. Yay. Who's writing Hulk this time? Philip Kennedy Johnson. I don't dislike Philip Kennedy Johnson. I don't think that I'm just going to ditch it because he's on it, but he's also not the kind of name which really inspires me to jump out on it. Cool variant cover, so. But it's also the idea of like, oh yeah, we're going to do Incredible Hulk and we're going to make it a horror story. And me and everyone else who's read Al Ewing's book going, really? Somebody's going to finally do that, huh? Still, I'm going to read it to review it. Scarlet Witch, and you're probably not going to review this one, but if you have been getting Scarlet Witch, I would recommend making sure you grab this one. I've heard from people that it is kind of integral to the story of what's going on. The new Star Wars one, because, Star Wars. Every week got a new Star Wars one, and it's Mandalorian. It's the second volume of Mandalorian, issue 1. So instead of just carrying on issuing, they make you buy another issue 1. Tales of Suspense. This is one of those imprint ones from Image Comics, and I've read a couple in this imprint and quite enjoyed them. This one is horror anthology, which is never my favourite cup of tea when it comes to horror, but I'll give it a go anyway. Big one from Hickman and Hitch now. Ultimate Invasion. The basic cover is a nice wraparound. There is a shiny foil one we've got, which does look kind of cool. And a blank variant as well. Finally, for new stuff, we do have Xeno, or Xino, I'm not entirely sure that one. Onion Press, their last horror thing I read was really enjoyable, so I'm going to give that one a go. And this last one isn't an issue 1 or a new thing or anything like that, but it's Wonder Woman issue 800, which I think is going to have the... Does it have the first King story? Yes, it's got King basically doing his launch of his new stuff in. If I do go and get it, and I might do, this is what I'm getting because it's a really, really nice Bilquis Everly cover, and I think she's amazing. And that's the things, that's the new things. I'm going to spend my rest of my morning afternoon getting this sorted out. Might send out a few invoices today. The weather here is delightful. I literally got woken up by the rain a couple of times this weekend. It was coming down that heavy. So I'm going to just probably have a quiet time in the shop. There will be some reviews. I'm not sure how many this week. I say it's a thin one. There's at least Ultimate Invasion and Hulk, which I definitely am going to review, and Bone Orchard, which I probably should, and then some stuff which I might. So let's see how it goes. I'm not making any promises. But until I see you again, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.